Hello, in this video I will be going through a formula that I made just now behind the scenes from a formula that I found on Fragrance View YouTube channel. It is just a demo example. It has around 6 entries. It's very simple, but I did not film the blending process because it's boring to watch and boring to edit. It's not valuable to anyone. Instead, I'm going to explain how the formula works in my opinion and show you how I converted the 100-gram formula into this small little batch so you don't waste materials when you find big formulas in your journey. First, let's look at the original formula. It was supposed to be 15% eau de parfum, 100 grams. It has 6 grams of A002 Super, 0.55 grams of Cashmeran, 4 grams of Hedione, 4 grams of Javanol, 0.15 grams of Norlimbanol, and 3 grams of Ambroxan 10%. And it also has 82 grams of perfumer's alcohol to make it eau de parfum. I did not want to make 100 grams of a mystery juice that I don't know what it smells like and waste my material potentially, so I had to scale it down. And also I don't have Ambroxan, so I switched it up for Ambrofix, which I'm not sure if this is a good replacement at all, but we had to do something. And as you can see, Norlimbanol and also Cashmeran are very small amounts used in the formula, which is what makes scaling this down a little challenging because you can't just scale down the amount, because at some point the Cashmeran is going to be so little that you can't possibly add it. You need some micro pipette or something, and I don't have those. Now there's a trick with dilutions that you can do in such situation. You can dilute the material and increase the amount. Instead of using 0.55 grams of Cashmeran pure, you do a 10% dilution and you increase the amount that you use in the formula by 10. In this case, that would be 5.5 grams of the diluted material, which in the end would give you 0.55 grams of pure Cashmeran. We can do the same with Norlimbanol. If we use a dilution of 10%, we just scale up the usage to 1.5 grams, and there we go. If you look at the final formula I have here, it's exactly what I did. I also used 10% Ambrofix, which ended up on the high side compared to the other materials in terms of usage. But this is the best that I could get. And I did switch up A002 Super for Timber Silk because they're very close. In smell, it's not going to be a problem for this test accord. First, let's go over these entries and then let's smell it. To me, this does not look like a final perfume. It's more like a base or accord. It has Timber Silk, which is a typical filler material slash base note. We have Hedione, which helps with radiation, diffusion, floral aspect, filling out space. We have Javanol, which is some kind of wood. I don't remember if it's sandalwood or cedar wood, but it's one of those. So it's a wood which helps with the base and also the body. We have Ambrofix, which is usually a fixative. We have Cashmeran, which is a musk and a base note. And we have Norlimbanol, which I assume is a base note. I'm not familiar with this. And of course we have ethanol, which is the perfumer's alcohol to help with dilutions and all that. Looking at this formula, it's mostly base notes. There's not a lot of top notes or heart notes. That's pretty much all I can say from this formula. Let's smell this and see what it's like. My first impression is that it is interesting. It's definitely not as horrible as I imagined it's gonna be when I first put in Javanol. To me, Javanol, it reminds me of something very pungent, and I'm not a fan of this smell. Same with Ebanol and Bagdanol. To other people, they smell really nice. To me, I'm not a fan, and I was worried that this is just gonna be one of those accords that smells like Javanol, and I'm not gonna like it. But there's something about this formula, possibly the Cashmeran and the other materials interacting with Javanol, that make it feel less annoying, if you know what I mean. The Cashmeran and Hedione together with Javanol, it almost gives me a salty smell. It's not too salty, it's sweet slash salty. You can feel the Javanol, but the Cashmeran, it somehow offsets it and makes it less annoying. I did 2 test strips, one where I excluded Norlimbanol, which is this one, and then the last one which has Norlimbanol. Well, they smell pretty much the same, so nothing spectacular about this. Let's try this again. Yeah, it's very nice. I also prepared a paper, which I'm going to show you right here. Instead of me describing scents in a very non-scientific way and in a way that's hard to understand for anyone, I created a page which shows different spectrums of scent, like texture, shape, temperature, which helps us describe materials when we smell them. I hope you're liking this format. I'm trying to be more natural and less scripted. For example, here the first one, it says it goes from soft to hard, and we can rate this material based on the spectrum. I would say it's soft. It's definitely not a hard smell because of Cashmeran. It's on the creamy to dusty range. I would say it's more milky. It's not really super creamy, but it's also not chalky at all, not grainy. It smells round, kind of soft focus. The shape feels flowing and kind of blobby, organic. It is a warm smell, feels relaxed. On the airy to heavy side, I would say it's like neutral. It's not really dense, but it's also not breezy and airy. It doesn't smell moist. It's more like a dry smell. It's not dark, it's not bright, it's more like neutral. To me, this feels like an abstract smell, and it's something more strange and alien, like it's not familiar and it's not natural. I want to say that it smells sweet, but it has some kind of dryness to it. It is quite an intimate scent. It doesn't radiate much. It feels quite opaque and thick, and it's definitely not edible. If this was a color, I would say this is a skin color. Something brown, something cream colored, maybe slightly magenta. Yeah, and this is what I think of this accord. I definitely suggest you make it yourself. It's very simple if you have these materials. And you can use the formula that I created or the original one if you want the 100 grams. If I tried to expand this to a full perfume formula, I would probably add some kind of top note, some citrus or some top note fruit, and I would add something sweet like vanillin and some kind of fruit for the heart, so it's not so base note heavy.